Okay. Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you to the career orientation session for the place internship session 26-27. So, I would like to start by inviting our professor in charge, Professor Suresh sir, to come up and start with the session.
Okay, thank you, Manasvi. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So, good evening, everyone. So, I am Dr. Suresh Neelakantan, the professor in charge of Office of Career Services. So, on behalf of OCS, I welcome you all to the first major event of this placement season, 26-27, which is for the internship hiring. So the first part of that is basically the CV submission. So which is why we have uh, made this evening for having an orientation to help you out as the CV window has opened now. So I request all the students to carefully, follow through this session where you will be informed as this is the first time you are approaching OCS, so you will be informed with what are all the steps and how you should go through this, and which will help both of us to, ensure things are going smoothly during your journey of finding an internship offer. Okay, so please follow through this carefully, and then whatever query you have, you may later at the end of the session or so you can contact us. um, so that's what I would suggest. So with that, um, I wish you all the best, and then I will pass it on to Manasvi again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Professor Manjesh, our co-professor in charge, to come up with a few words for the students.
Hi everyone. Manasi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
All right. So I'm assuming today we have the audience from across the globe. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. And I hope you are interacting for the first time with me. And so again, so I hope all of you are enjoying your summer, and some of you are, as I get to know, are working really hard. Surely we'll get through the rules and the regulation as we have this orientation, and I'm pretty sure the Garima and Anisha and others will take you through that. So however, these rules and guidelines are already available on the website, but the point that I would like to highlight is this: all the efforts that we are putting together and all the endeavors that we are progressing towards are all for you guys. And as we understand, you are the brand ambassador. And since you will be interacting with the Office of Career Services for the first time, and then you will be sitting for, many of you will be sitting for the first time for the internship, you will be directly interacting with the direction of the company. What we understand is that companies are our biggest stakeholder for all the internship and placement at the later stage. So we are just a team of facilitators, and what we want you to make best use of it. We want to ensure we get the best outcome from the companies, and for that what we want is your support and with your help, and that can only be achieved if you follow through the rules guidelines that the team has put together, and it is just to facilitate you and the companies that we want. So in keeping that in mind, keeping these things in the perspective, I will again, just like Professor Suresh has mentioned earlier, we want you to follow through the procedure, follow through the rules and regulation that is on the website, and what is discussed here today, just follow in the letter and spirit, and we hope to have a good internship season. The better you do is the better outcome for us and every one of you. With that, I will not take much of the time. And thank you so much for hearing us out and for coming to this session. Now I hand over to Manasri again, who and to lead this session with more technical discussion and the process and procedure. Thank you so much for your attention. Look forward to this session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I'd like to move on and invite our training and placement officer, Mrs. Garima Singh, to come up with the agenda for today.
Good evening, everyone. So welcome to the OCS Internship Orientation session. A lot of you aspirants will be sitting for internship season this year for 2027 summer intern. All the best to you. And the session is going to be very important for you because we'll be sharing a lot of information regarding the policy, the procedure, do's and don'ts, and similar stuff. So be very attentive for this session because this session is not going to happen again. And the details that we'll share, if you have any questions, we will circulate a form later on in which you can post your question and get back to us and we will reply to you. So today we'll be learning about a little bit about OCS. For some of you who may be very new to internships, whose first time it is for internships, we will be telling you a little bit about OCS and how you can reach us. We'll talk about the policies, the guidelines, timeline, and how to make your CV further. And then we will move on to Mensa introductory session. Talking about the team structure, we have an admin team of Professor Suresh Neelkantan, who is the professor in charge, Professor Manjesh Kumar, who is our co-professor in charge, Dr. Anisha Madan, who is our industrial liaison officer, and myself, I'm the training and placement officer. So these are the people who are available in OCS office. If you have any queries that need this kind of attention, you can reach out to us, or your first point of contact will be your nucleus team member. So like you see here, central and nucleus team plus OCS faculty coordinator. The team structure is in a way that we have a central team. We have a nucleus team which works at a departmental level. Central team works at the institute level. For every department almost or every academic unit, we have a nucleus team member who is one among yourself. And the web detail of that student is already available on the website and on the OCS brochure as well. Plus, there is a faculty coordinator as well who is associated with OCS. So this is important for you because if you have any questions or any issues that you want urgent attention towards, you need to reach out to your nucleus team member who is a student coordinator, or you can reach out to further your OCS faculty coordinator. The faculty coordinator tenure is usually 1 year, so you will be able to see his or her details on the website till the time his tenure is there, and you can reach out to them if needed for any such kind of any issues related to internship or OCS or related to placements. To reach out to us, you can drop an email on internship_OCS this ID or on the OCS_operations ID. You might be knowing about OCS_operations ID because this is an ID through which we send a lot of emails. So familiarize yourself with these two IDs because if you have any questions, these are your first point of contact apart from your nucleus coordinator. This is our website QR. We are located on 3rd floor of the Synergy building. Currently, we are under renovation, so we have temporarily moved to room number 327, 3rd floor, 99B Academic Complex West, which is next to staff canteen. We have temporarily moved there. Hopefully for internship season, we will be moving back to our new office. Sorry, the permanent office. Talking about the internship eligibility. So here we are catering to today only UG and dual degree students because this internship semester which is coming is only for UG and dual degree students. So for UG students, I am talking about the BTech students and the BDes students as well. So all 4-year courses students, they are eligible to go for internship in 2nd year and 3rd year, which means OCS will facilitate your internship twice. You can sit for these two opportunities. Secondly, for dual degree students, you can choose to sit for 2nd year, 3rd year, or 4th year, any 2 years. So you have to decide where exactly you want to, for which years you exactly want to sit for internships, but it is going to be maximum 2 because OCS only facilitates 2 internships. And these are all OCS catered internships. Let's quickly talk about the major rules about internship. So we have a very strict one student, one offer acceptance policy, which means once you have gotten an internship offer, you are out of the system, which means you cannot further sit for any internship processes. You will have to accept that and you will be out of the process. Before every slot starts, you will be required to fill your preferences for that entire day. Now, this is done because many times we have many companies lined up for any particular day. And what happens if you have interviews lined up, let's say in two companies and you got offer from both the companies, then how do we decide which one would you get in the same slot? So that's when your preferences play a very important role. If we know your preferences in advance, then we would be able to make a better decision. If you do not put your preferences, then in that case, the system will automatically take preference based on its own algorithm, and then it will be binding and you will have to follow it. Moving on further, you are not supposed to contact the companies by yourself. If you are in a process or a pre-process and you see something wrong happening, you have to flag those issues to OCS or your nucleus committees. You know the channel. I have just explained what are the email IDs or where is the office. You can walk up to us. You can explain or flag those issues, but you do not have to indulge with the companies and contact them regarding these things. We'll also be talking about interaction-based training offer. This is something that we have recently introduced. Some of you might have already received some. Now, what to do with them, we'll be covering that. For all the official communication that will be happening, it has to be through webmail. You cannot use your Gmail or any other ID. It has to be through your official Kerberos ID or the IITD ID. Last but not the least, any act of unfair means, impersonation or malpractice or misconduct, etc., during any internship related activity will attract strict disciplinary action. We are very strict about it. OCS has a violation committee which takes a decision on this. And also, if needed, we can refer the case to the Institute Disciplinary Committee as well. So you have to ensure to safeguard yourself. Please do not involve in these things and do not use any unfair means. Moving on to the policy highlights. For any NGO credits, if you want to be earned for this internship that you're going for, you have to ensure that that is dealt with departmental norms through NGO portal only, and that is a very separate process. OCS has no role to play in that. If a student is selected during internship hiring process through OCS, the student must join the firm for internship. You cannot decide to not go for internship. If you have applied for a company, till then it's your choice. Once you have applied to that company, before applying to that company, do your research. You want to apply for that company, what kind of office do they have? How many employees do they have? Do they pay the salary or not? What kind of learning it is? Every research you have to do. Your IT Delhi students, you are expected to do that much research. You do that research. And then if you think that this is absolutely something that you want to go for, good, apply for the company. But if you have applied for the company, after that, there is no withdrawal option. After the application is closed, there's no withdrawal option. You have to, if you get selected, you have to go for that internship as well. And if you do not go for such internship, it attracts penalty in the sense that the student will be taken completely out of the placement process. Moving on, reiterating a little further, the OCS shall facilitate up to a maximum of 2 internships for a student during your entire degree at IIT Delhi. So no more than 2 internships will be facilitated by us. Moving on, there is an all IITs placement committee that all the placement officers of different IITs are actually bound by. So this AIPC has recently announced that all the students are recommended to not mention their JEE, GATE, or any other competitive entrance test through which they have come to IIT Delhi. Like for BDES, it may be UCEED or JAM, for whatever it is, for whichever course, whatever entrance exam you have given to come to IIT Delhi, you cannot mention the rank on your CV or the percentile on your CV. Moving on, students getting remote internship. The students, there are times when we create the INF, when a company creates an INF, the location they mention is virtual, which means this internship is going to be remote. In that case, the student, once the student gets a remote internship offer, he can continue to sit for internship further till the time he really gets a physical internship. So what happens is, once you get an internship which is remote, you can continue to sit for physical internship until you get it. And the moment you get a physical internship, your remote internship is null and void. That offer is null and void. And your portal will not be blocked. And this will be same. The same will be reflected on your portal as well. It will not be blocked. You can continue to sit. Moving on to absenteeism policy. When you apply for a company, it's like I said, the application is your choice. After that, everything becomes your responsibility. If you have applied for it, every pre-process is your responsibility to attend. So because it gives a very wrong impression to the company, first of all, if you do not attend it. Secondly, all the pre-processes that companies actually conduct, these are all qualifying in nature. So you have to qualify to move further. If for any reason you're not able to attend any pre-process for any company, you're supposed to fill an LAF, which is a leave application form. This form is a small form that is available on our portal that Urvashi will be walking through, and how to fill this form and when to submit that form that she'll be talking about. LAF will not give you attendance. It will only give you leeway from this absenteeism policy. Now, the policy says if there is first no-show, your total number of applications, which is originally 50, which will for first phase, which is originally 50, will be reduced to 15 only. From 5050, it comes down to 15. And students, if you have already applied for some companies, you will be allowed to sit for those companies only, but your application limit will be reduced down to 15, which means you would not be able to apply for any further companies after that. Now, by chance, by then you have already exhausted your 15 limit, or you have already crossed the limit of 15, then you cannot apply for any more companies. And the warning email will also be communicated to the student. If there is an event of second no-show, number of applications will be limited to 5. The chances are that if you have already exhausted your 5, you are completely out of the process. No more internship for you from OCS. And you will be liable. You will be still allowed to appear for the processes that you have already applied for, only for those profiles, but nothing further. And there will be a temporary ban from applying for 2 companies for 7 calendar days as well, which means if you have already applied for 2 companies yet, and you are still to go for 3 more companies, but there is going to be a ban for 7 calendar days, your dream company comes in these 7 calendar days, too bad, you cannot apply for it because of this ban. And for third no-show, it'll be a permanent ban from applying to companies for the entire academic season. In addition to this above table, there are other disciplinary issues or such kind of violations. There is a violation, like I mentioned earlier, there is a violation committee at OCS, which actually makes decisions regarding these cases, which will take a decision. If the violation committee is taking a decision, in addition to that, we will also be referring these cases to Institute Disciplinary Committee, which you call DISCO. We will be referring the student to that as well. So please treat your attendance very seriously, because that's how the companies also treat it. Moving on, talking about interaction-based training offers, we just spoke that there are some students who may be getting some interaction-based training offers. This is something that we have started this year, wherein the companies, if they want, they can have some interaction with the students before the actual hiring season begins. They can have an interaction with the students, and based on those interactions, they can give out the training offers or internship offers to those students. Now, as a student, suppose you got an internship offer. Now, what do you do with that offer is what I'm going to talk about. As a student, you do not have to take any immediate action from OCS perspective. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to reject it right now. What you have to do is that decision will be taken later on. You cannot apply to the ABTO company because you already have an offer from them. So you don't apply to that company when it comes to comes for internship OCS. You can apply to rest all the companies. Your decision window to take decision on what are you going to do with the IBTO starts on a day prior your company slot. So suppose you apply, you got an internship based training offer, an IBTO offer from an XYZ company, and the XYZ company was allotted a slot, let's say on day 2. You came to know that the company has a day 2 slot. So your IBTO for that company needs to have a proper decision before -1 of day 2, which is day 1, 6 p.m. So whenever it is your company slot, day before the company slot, 6 p.m. is when you have to have a decision on your IBTO. There can be only one thing, you either accept it or you reject it. But at the end, even if you have multiple IBTOs, at the end, you can maximum keep one IBTO or a 0, not more than that. So suppose I, as a student, got 2 IBTO offers. So whichever company is coming first, based on that company's slot, minus a day prior to that, I have to by 6 p.m. take a decision whether I want to accept this IBTO and be out of the entire internship season, or I want to reject this IBTO and I want to sit further for companies. If you miss this deadline of 6 p.m., all the offers of IBTO will be forfeited. Nothing for you. You have to sit like a normal student. Now, in the last, suppose you decided to keep that offer. You can continue to sit for companies. Suppose you kept one offer, and till the time your company comes, you can still sit for company for interviews. When you're sitting for interviews, suppose you get an offer from other company. In addition to your IBT offer, you have an offer from other company as well as a regular offer. In that case, your regular offer will be given number 1 preference. If you don't get a regular offer, you will get the IBTO offer. If there is a waitlist offer, that will be the last priority. Moving on to cheating and disciplinary policy. So this year we have introduced a tier-based punishment framework. This is applicable to both internship and placement. So entire set of activities related to placement and internship that OCS does, this is applicable to everything. In tier 1, if you are found doing any of these using unfair practices or using unfair means, you will be blocked. You will be blocking all new applications, and we will be debarring you from all processes for 7 calendar days. So which means if you were found that you did this for any particular company, all new applications will be blocked, and you will be debarred for 7 calendar days, which means you will not be able to apply to any new companies for the coming 7 calendar days. For tier 2, it will be debarment for the first 3 days of placement or internship, which means internship day 1, day 2, and day 3, you will be barred from these 3 days for internship interview processes. So even if your dream company was coming, you were really hoping for that company, too bad, you'll be blocked for 3 days. Your company has come and gone, you will not be allowed to give interview with that company. For tier 3, debarment from the entire phase 1 of internship or placement for the season. So phase 1 is usually a semester. So if you are a repeat offender, you are not understanding, you want to cheat again and again or make a disciplinary issue, then in that case, tier 3, you're completely out of that entire semester. In all cases, all the application of students from that company concerned will be invalidated as well. So if you were found cheating in a particular company test, and in that case, this action by default we will be taking that your application will be invalidated. This is over and above the tier progression. For phase 2, it's complete debarment. There's no tier. Moving on to PPO policy. So this year we have 2 mutually exclusive types. One is an open PPO, one is a closed or traditional PPO. A pre-placement offer or a PPO is when you actually, for the newcomers, when you actually go for internship at a particular company, and if they like you and they evaluate you and they want to give you a full-time offer before you actually sit for placements in December. That is called a PPO or a placement offer. So this year we have two categories of PPO, open PPO or a closed PPO. So when you will be going for internship, the company choose to give you an open PPO. The criteria for that will be that you can choose to continue to sit for placements. So for PPO, usually when you accept it, you're completely out of the placement process. But in this case, we are allowing you to sit for 25 companies. How? Because it's an open PPO. The company will be made aware that this is an open PPO. How? Because the company will give us in that way. There are three criteria in which a company will give you an open PPO. One, when the internship is not obtained by on-campus recruitment. So if it has come from your personal contacts, or it's an off-campus recruitment, then in that case it is considered an open PPO. And you are still sitting for internship in that case. Second is PPO role. It differs from the internship role. So suppose you were given an internship for developer role, for in advanced developer role, and you got a PPO for a developer role, which is a lower role. In that case, you can have the option. It will be considered a open PPO. Now, third case, company by themselves, they are giving you open PPO. That okay, you can go ahead and continue to sit for 25 companies. That's not a problem. And then if you decide, you can always come back. So that option is an open PPO by choice by company. Second option is a closed or a traditional PPO, which usually happens these days. And the existing policy applies. If you accept the PPO, you're out of the placement process. The advanced rejection is something that you will learn when you will move towards placement. So I'm not going to talk about it, but this is usually when you go for internship, and there are certain timelines before which you have to deny if in the PPO, reject the PPO in advance, if in case you know that you are not going to be able to continue with this company as a full-time employee. You're good with just the internship, but you don't want to choose this company for full-time. You want to sit further for placements. In that case, you can advance reject the company. There are certain norms for it, but that we'll talk about it when we'll move towards placement. By default, a PPO, default cases for PPOs to be closed, which means once you've got the PPO, you're out of the process. Moving ahead with the internship timelines for this year. So this year, the pre-processes, you all might have received an email stating that all of you have to be back by 17th of July. 17th of July and 18th of July will be NPP registration. For those who do not know, NPP is a biometric device through which we register you and through which we mark your attendance in all the pre-processes. If your attendance is, if you are not registered in NPP, you are not sitting for pre-process. You have to ensure that your attendance is registered, your biometric is registered on NPP, which means you have to ensure you are on campus on 17th or 18th. So a lot of queries we received recently that I'll be coming back on 18th. Can I still go for NPP registration? Please understand the NPP registration is from 17th to 18th. It's both days. Of course, we will be making a planner on who will be catered to when, whose registration will be done when. But again, if in case the situation like this arises, in that case, 18th is also a possibility, but not after 18th. After 17th, 18th NPP registration, we will be moving on to 19th July, wherein we will commence the offline processes. Now, while you all are at home or doing an internship, the CV making window is open, currently open till 26th of June. So you have to make your CV based on what instructions Urvashi will give you today. You have to make your CV and freeze it by 26th of June. After that, we will do a CV verification process. Any kind of CV issues that we flag, the students will be contacted and you will have to make those necessary changes. So ensure when you are actually creating your CV, you go through the guidelines which are available on the portal in very detail to ensure that you're not missing out on those. We will be commencing the online processes for the companies from 10th of July onwards while you will be at your home. And for NPP registration, once you're back to campus on after 17, 18, the offline processes will begin from 19 July and onwards. There is no exception for this. You are somewhere else, you want to give the offline processes from 19 from your home, not possible. You have to be on campus. We have given an advance notice of almost a month. So you have to be back on campus to be available physically for these processes. There's going to be a blackout day as well, which is 31st of July, because 1st of August onwards is when we are actually beginning the internship hiring. So internship hiring 1st August 2026 is going to be the day one, which is a Saturday. Company INF details, all you can, once you log into your OCS system, OCS portal, you will be able to see the INF internship notification form that the company creates. You will be able to see that on your portal login. Do your research thoroughly. Which company is coming? Is it fake? Is it good? Is it the best? You have to take that call, because like I said, application is your choice. Till the time the application window is open, you can apply and withdraw multiple times you want to. But once the window is closed for application and you have applied, you are bound by that. Which also means that if you have withdrawn your application and the window is closed, nothing can be done. It's done and dusted. You also have to understand that when we actually open applications, this is in close contact with the companies, and we work very closely. So these deadlines are given by the company individuals, and these cannot be bypassed. So it's not OCS deciding how long do we need to open this application, it's the company deciding. So if the company wants you to submit their application by 29th July, 10 p.m., 10:05 is not a possibility. All the CV collection and CV forwarding, everything will be done through OCS portal only. No Gmail, nothing. Everything is your OCS portal. OCS portal is going to be your best buddy now. Just go through that, go through the notifications. Everything related to internship will be available there. Understand, OCS is not catering to self-arranged internships. We do not cater to that. We only are catering to the internships that are coming to us through campus route. Now your next step is going to be that application that you're doing a back calculation from 1st of August. The window is open. Once you have made your CV, next steps will be, while the staff continues to verify your CV to find out any special creativity that you might have done with your CV or any false information, we have to look for that. While that process is going on, the company applications will start opening eventually. Every company, like I said, INF will be available on your portal, and the application is also through portal. You have to apply through portal completely online. You have to go through their INF, understand about the company, apply to them. Your shortlist or test shortlist will be updated on the portal itself. You will not get a WhatsApp message that you are shortlisted, or you'll not get an Excel file on your Gmail. It will be updated on the portal. All the pre-processes, information about pre-processes, when is the test scheduled, when is the GD scheduled, everything will be updated on portal. And even the selection and acceptance will be updated on portal. So like I said, OCS portal is going to be your best buddy. To ensure whatever we talked about earlier, and this is just the gist of student internship policy, the policy is very vast. And it's very important that all of you, before moving on to start applying for internship, or before moving on and creating your account and registering on our portal, ensure that you know student internship policy completely, because there are a lot of situations wherein you would need that. This is available on our website. This is available on your logins. Any queries that you may have, you know all the channels, you know query section that Urvashi will be talking about. So you have to ensure that you follow those channels for any queries. Keep your notification section on. You have to ensure that you're not missing out on any notification. If a deadline is passed, sorry, can't do anything. Like I said, this is company's deadline, not my deadline or OCS deadline. So you have to respect these deadlines, because once you need to understand, when the companies are actually handling these processes, they are not handling only for IIT Delhi, they're handling for many other IITs, or maybe many other different colleges, and maybe hundreds of students at a go. So you cannot expect to be giving you any leniency. You have to ensure that you follow the deadlines and respect them and be on your notifications. This is just a gist of our yearly plan on how the year goes at OCS, just the timeline. So here we are, August. August 1st is when we are starting the internship for the students. Mid-July, mid-June, here we started for company registration. So already we have started onboarding the companies for internship and placements. For internship, all the students who are eligible for internship, it is reflected on your OCS portal. You can see what kind of companies are coming after you have registered. From mid-July, we are starting the hiring process, and August onwards, we are doing our internship process. This is for us. Then we will move on to placements, which is currently not important. Just that you know that once it's peak placement around December, at that time you may see that internship is getting a little slower. But that is just the first phase, because from mid-January onwards, the speed will be picked up and we will again start with the phase 2. That's about it from my side. And all the questions that you may have, we will be floating a form that you can fill in if you have any questions, or if you have any questions that that nucleus team coordinators who are on call, if they have any questions, they can write it on the chat box and we can take those questions. And then I'll hand it over to Urvashi for the CV portal and demonstration.
Hi everyone. I'm Urvishi's central team member, and today I'll be taking you through to the OCS student portal. Just give me a second. I'll be sharing my screen. I guess you can see my screen now. So I'll be covering 4 major things, that is registration, portal navigation, queries, and LF, that is leave application form. So we'll be starting with the registration first. If you're registering on our portal for the first time, use your entry number or either Kerberos ID, but you won't be having your password with you. So you need to forget your password and you'll be getting a password reset link on your webmail. So you can just reset your password. Since I have my credentials with me, I'll be using those only. Yes, so this is the homepage of our student OCS portal. So the first thing you'll see is the dashboard. It gives the basic snapshot of your CV. It tells you about the CV deadline and the verification document, which is the most important part. Once you create your CV, you need to upload all the supporting documents regarding your scholastic achievements, PORs, internships, ECAs, everything that is not reflected on page 2. You need to give supporting documents regarding those, and you need to apply the combined a single PDF here. And you can see other stuff as well, such as application limit, applications use, preference deadline, and everything. Since some would be having issues with the registration, so I'll show you how to register for the internship 2027. So the first step is the student details. These details will already be filled from our side. Next is the contact info, and I've already filled these details, and these details can be changed later. So you don't need to worry if you don't have photo or if you have entered wrong information. You can change these informations later. After that, you need to fill out some questions. Once you do that, you'll be getting the verification code and you can proceed to the next step. Once you do that, you get registered for the internship 2027 season. I've already told you about the central dashboard. let's move to the left navigation panel. So the first thing is the profile. Here you can see your personal details where you can change contact info as well. Here you can change your password, and below that is the notifications section. If you click on that, you'll be directed to the notification page. Once we start the applications, the general notifications about the application deadline, the test shortlist, or the test schedule will all be uploaded here. So you need to check it regularly. After that, this is the section. This is the CV section where you all will be spending most of your time. If you're new to the portal, you need to first create a CV, and after you create one, you can manage those CVs here for different profiles. For different profiles, you can have different CVs and you can edit them as well. This is the option to view your CV and where you can download it. I'll just show you. This is how you'll be seeing your CV, and from here you can download it. And from create CV, you can create your CV. This is the first page, and in the starting we have the guide. You can just go through the guide to know some of the basic functions that we provide on our portal, such as bold, like how to italicize your words or underline your words, everything. After that, section order. Here you can order your different sections. For example, if I want to put industrial training, if I want to put work experience before scholastic achievement, I can just drag it. The other sections, and if I want to edit a specific section, I need to select it first, and then I can just change it. For example, I'll just do for the scholastic achievements. Here you can add points, sub-points, and you can also choose if you want to show this section or not. So here are just some some of the basic functions. Once you register on the portal and start making your CV, you can just explore all of these options. And I'll suggest you to keep saving your CV in either 30 minutes or in 1 hour to upload the data in our system timely. And once you are completed with your CV making, you can just save it and choose the domain you want to set for internships. And if you want to create multiple CV, you can create multiple CVs as well. I guess that is the basic information about the CV making, and we can move to the next part, that is applications. If you go in the applications section, this will show you all the companies you're eligible for, and if you want to apply in any of these companies, you can just click on this companies, and the status will show you if you're whether applied or if you're shortlisted, all the status details. The next section we have is walk-ins. So some companies conduct walk-in processes without prior application during the internships. During the interview days. So if any such opportunity is available, it will appear here, and you need to upload your CV from this section only. Okay, so companies on campus will show you the companies which will be coming to the campus. So you can have a look here. And the previous JNF and INF provides you with all the JNF and INF we have from the past years. So if you want details about the company, like their stipend, or you want to know what they're looking for in a candidate, you can just go to the session. And for example, I'll show you some JNFs from the internship 2026 season. Okay, for example, we have DRW, so you can just click on that. And You can look at the details and you can know about what they're looking for in a candidate. After that, we are moving to the major part of our session, that is general request. If you want to raise a query about anything, about any technical issue or anything related to the CV making, I'll advise you to use this section. Simply use the add new query button and you'll see a bunch of options to categorize your query. Most of you will be using the technical issues for now regarding any technical issues in such as if your courses are not being shown, or if you have misprinted CG, like any technical issues you can raise here. So you need to describe your query first, and you need to upload some supporting documents such as screenshots or any other supporting documents. So yes, you can raise your queries from here. So the OCS team regularly monitors those queries and responds to the portal. And apart from this section, you can also raise your queries through the through OCS underscore operations email, or you can just come to our office and raise your query there itself. The last part we'll be moving to is LF. I'll show you how to fill out a ALF in case you won't be attending any pre-process or any interview process. So you need to fill out a LF. For that, you need to go to the general request section again and raise a query. There you need to select LAF and just simply write the reason why not able to attend the session or any other pre-process or any other interview, and give your supporting documents. One thing I want to remind you that many students think LAF gives attendance, but it does not. It only provides an official exemption from disciplinary action. So yes, that's all from my side. Thank you. I'll be handing over the presentation to Manasvi ma'am again.
Hi, Anushri. Thank you so much for the presentation. As stated before, the queries will be taken forth. We'll be floating a form for the same. Now, I believe that we're done with the session. I would request Garima ma'am to float the attendance form so that students can register.
Sure. 1 second.
Meanwhile, I would request our industrial license officer, Mrs. Anisha Ogra Madan, to please have a chat with the students.
Thank you, Manasvi. Hello, everyone. After a lot of information from everyone, I just have a few words to say, which is that I would first like to thank everybody who's here, including all the speakers, Suresh sir, Manjesh sir, Manasvi, Garima, Purvashi, and all of you for taking out the time to attend this session. Follow the policies like Garima has reiterated. Before following it, please read it. You are an IIT Delhi student. You are expected to know this policies and not say कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था. You are smarter than that. We give you full credit. Please do that as the first step. Understand it. When in doubt, raise the doubt. We are here to help you. Like Manjesh sir said, and like Garima also reiterated, we are just a facilitating organization. As long as you follow the rules, none of those penalties will apply to you. But please do not get into situations where we have to invoke the penalty clauses and take action on you. As long as we are ethical and we follow the process, I'm sure all of you will do well and will get a good internship at the end of the entire process. After this, we are going to be having a session on Mensa, which is a preparation platform, which is again meant to help you prepare for all the processes that are going to be coming up in the next few days. Mr. Sudhir Sharma will be leading that session. And thank you to him also for taking out the time to take you through their platform, and even the questions that you may have for their platform, you can just post it to us afterwards and we'll take it up with them and get you the resolutions if you need them. Once again, thank you everyone, and we look forward to having a great rest of the year. Thank you so much. Back to you, Manasvi.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll be starting with the attendance. Thank you, everyone. Now hand over to Mr. Sudhir Sharma to continue with the Mensa program. We also have a small video how things work.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Good evening, students. Thank you very much, the OCS team, for giving us this opportunity. I represent this organization called Mensa, and we've been working with IIT Delhi for last 2 years now, and already 2,000, close to 2,000 students are already on the platform. Before I start explaining to you as to what the platform is, just request the team to play the video which I had shared. This gives you a kind of a background as to how the platform is useful, and it is very simple for you to download the app Mensa from Play Store and then use your IIT Delhi mail, and you can be part of the Mensa family, Mensa group. That is the kind of onboarding, simple, using your name and the email ID. and it is free of cost for all the students of IIT Delhi. So I would request the team to just play the video, and then I'd like to explain as to what is it all about.
Skills by taking mock interviews. These are AI-led. On Mensa, you can improve your interview skills by taking mock interviews. These are AI-led, personalized, adaptive mock sessions, which will help you practice your answers to commonly asked questions in an interview. Additionally, the AI interviewer will also ask you follow-up questions to help you polish your answers and experience a real interview flow. You can choose a mock interview from the available job roles or fill in any job description. This is how the interview goes.
Hello, welcome to this interview on Mensa, and it's great to have you here today. Let's get started. Please press the unmute button and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nancy Verma. I am applying for the job role of Digital Marketing Executive.
Hi, Nancy. It's great to meet you. I'm Mani, and I'll be interviewing you for the Digital Marketing Executive position at Samsung today. I'm looking forward to getting to know more about your experiences and skills to see how well they align with the role. This conversation will take about 15 to 20 minutes. To start, could you tell me a little more about yourself and what led you to apply for this position?
I'm an MBA graduate specializing in marketing, and I have deep interest in digital marketing.
That's great to hear, Nancy. So, it sounds like you've been focusing heavily on digital marketing during your MBA. I see you've had experience with social media marketing and running campaigns. Could you share a specific project or campaign you worked on during your studies or internships that you found particularly impactful? What role did you play in it?
Yes, during my internship, I worked on a campaign where I was responsible for planning as well as executing the campaign. I found it very interesting because in that particular digital marketing campaign, we had to work with influencers. It was the first time for me, and I learned how to make these social media campaigns as well as work in collaboration with influencers.
That sounds interesting. Collaborating with influencers can really elevate a campaign. Can you tell me a bit more about how you selected the influencers for that campaign? What criteria did you use, and how did you ensure their audience aligned with your target market?
In the end, you will receive a feedback report, which will help you recognize your strengths and focus on your improvement areas. So you're fully prepared for the real interview.
Thank you very much. So just to bring a little bit more clarity, see, all of you who are appearing for any kind of an interview, especially in an internship kind of a situation, you would have not found yourself in this kind of situation. So this is a kind of a simulation where you will be in a private situation, in a safe space, at a time convenient to you, will be talking to an intelligent interface called Mensa. The important thing to understand is that any interview is a black box. You don't know what are the questions going to be asked. You don't know how will you respond to that particular question, how well you can articulate those questions. So we have created this platform, and almost 50,000 sessions have been recorded on this, and the platform is learning on day-to-day basis as to what is the kind of questions you generally asked in interview. So as you start preparing for an interview, you start asking the questions. What is more important is that you keep on practicing, and as the questions will be asked, and as the questions are being answered, what will happen is that the machine will keep on learning from it. And as you will keep on speaking, the machine will start understanding your capability to answer various kind of questions. And the report which is given at the end is something that needs to be understood deeply. The feedback is primarily, which is an actionable feedback. So it talks in terms of how well you have understood the role for which the interview is being taking place. What was the structure of the questions and the thereof answers that you've been able to give? What was there in terms of the clarity of the answers that you have given? Was initiative that it was exemplified by the things that you have spoken in the interview? How adaptive you were in explaining the questions and the situations? And most importantly, the entire question by question answer is given to you. So what happens is that you get an opportunity to be in a almost simulated kind of an environment where these questions are being asked. There is a positive feedback. There is a feedback on areas in which you need to improve. So you are able to practice what is called deliberate practice. When you say deliberate practice means where you know what is the actionable that needs to be performed. So this is the power of using such a kind of a platform. And there are almost close to 2,000 students already at IIT Delhi who are practicing on this. And as I once again repeat, this is free of cost for the entire IIT Delhi people. All you need to go is to go to the Play Store and download the app and use your IIT Delhi email ID to register yourself, and you're good to go. Thank you very much. If you have any query, as Anisha ma'am has said, that you may kindly put the query to the OCS office, and we will be very happy to answer those queries. I would also request the OCS officers to see if it is possible to do a physical workshop also. And I'll be very happy to come and explain to the students in person as and when it is possible. Thank you so very much. Thank you very much, team, for giving an opportunity to be part of this huge initiative at the OCS.
Thank you so much. So just to keep on a reminder, the CV deadline is till the midnight of 26th of June. Please ensure that you have made everything and uploaded all the documents for verification by the time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a good time.